What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. In theaters now is the new indie film called The Wife, which stars Glenn Close. I haven't seen the film yet, but I've been hearing rave reviews of it. Like the reviews out Sundance was really decent. Like early critics are saying that Glenn Close could probably get a Best Actress Oscar nomination. But we'll see what goes with that. Now, Glenn Close has she's in I think in her 70s, I believe, and she's been in tons of stuff in the past. So I decided to do my top 10 favorite Glenn Close movies because she's been in tons. All right. Number 10 will be the classic baseball film The Natural, which of course is based on a book, and it had a really ensemble cast that included the likes of Robert Redford, Kim Basinger, Robert Duvall. I mean, Wilford Brimley was in this, Barbara Hershey. Whew, the list goes on and on. Glenn Close was pretty decent in this. It's a really good baseball flick. You don't even have to be a baseball fan to really appreciate The Natural. The film came out in 1984, and I think it probably still holds up today. If you want to watch a nice baseball or sports flick, check out The Natural. I think you'll enjoy it. Number 9 will be the film Albert Nobbs, which I believe Glenn Close got her a Oscar nomination for this film. I can't really remember, but Glenn Close actually played a guy in this, and she did a really good job as the role. It also had people like Mia Wasikowska was in this. Pretty decent cast. It was a nice little period piece flick, That the film pretty much takes place in late 19th century Ireland, and it's a pretty good flick. Yeah. Besides Close and Wasikowska, I also had people like Aaron Taylor Johnson, Maria Dora Murray, Mark Williams. Really decent cast. It's pretty much a romantic drama period piece flick. Definitely give Albert Nobbs a go. I think you'll probably enjoy it. At number 8 will be the 1988 film called Dangerous Liaison, which is also a period piece film. And it starred the likes of Glenn Close, John Malkovich, Michelle Pfeiffer was in this, as well as Keanu Reeves, Uma Thurman. Man, pretty decent cast. The film actually turns 30 this year. Dangerous Liaisons is a classic period piece. It had good performances, and it's also based on the classic play. And really, and I believe there was a play revival of it. I can't remember if there was or not. Dangerous Liaison was an interesting romance drama flick. If you haven't seen Dangerous Liaisons, definitely give it a go. It's a pretty good flick. Now, number 7 will be Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, may I mind you, Glenn Close didn't have a bit she had a nice role in this, but it wasn't a huge role or anything. But Glenn Close is role in this was pretty decent. I really liked her screen time, and of course, I really love Guardians of the Galaxy, not to mention. and I'll always definitely have that in my top 10 list. Like any of the Guardians movies, I'll add in my top 10 list, no matter what it is. Anyway, it was also pretty cool, just that they got a big actress like Glenn Close to appear in like an MCU flick. Like I'm really loving how the MCU are getting like big name actors like Robert Redford, Michael Douglas, pretty much all in their films. And Glenn Close was no exception. Like it's still a shame her and even John C. Riley didn't appear in the second one. I found that their absence to be a little disappointing. But yeah, I really dug her in the first Guardians. At number 6 will be the animated classic Tarzan, which is of course is based on the popular novels and about the ape man. Of course, it's the animated Tarzan, and Glenn Close voiced like Tarzan's ape mom. Tarzan is probably one of my favorite anime movies. Like I used to watch that tons of times as a kid. But yeah, I still watch it now. And I'm 26 and I still watch it whenever I get a chance. Like the animated Tarzan is just wonderful. Like it had great music. It was really funny. There was like some dark elements, like really dark. Definitely for an anime film. Like maybe not Lion King dark, but there was like dark scenes in it. And also, Glenn Close is pretty good at voicing Tarzan's mom. You also had like people like Tony Goldwyn, from Scandal fame, who voiced Tarzan. Rosie O'Donnell was really good in this. You also had like the likes of Minnie Driver. Amazing voice cast. Definitely give the animated Tarzan a shot. It's such a good flick. At number 5 will be the 1980. The 1983 film Big Chill. Big Chill had like a really ensemble cast. It had people like Tom Berenger, the aforementioned Close, Jeff Goldblum was in this, William Hurt, Kevin Kline, Meg Tilly, Joe Beth Williams. Such a fantastic cast. Like if you still haven't seen like The Big Chill by now, I think you'll get a kick out of it. It was directed by Star Wars producer Lawrence Kasdan. And it's pretty much here's what it's about. It's about like a group of 7 former college friends gathered for a weekend reunion at a South Carolina winter house after the funeral of one of their like friends. It's a really good like coming like a reuniting film, and the cast was outstanding. Glenn Close was really good in this flick. Definitely give the Big Chill a shot. Yeah, it's a really good really good movie. At number 4 will be Air Force One, where Glenn Close played like the vice president to Harrison Ford, who of course played the president. Glenn Close was really good in this flick. Also Harrison Ford was really good. Gary Oldman was amazing as the villain. This was pure '90s action. Like if you want to watch a nice, good action film from the '90s, Air Force One is definitely a one you can really have fun with. Definitely watch Air Force One. You'll have a ball with that. Number 3 will, of course, be the sci-fi comedy film Mars Attack, which was directed by Tim Burton. I simply, I simply had the. I pretty much love Mars Attack. Like, it's probably one of my favorite Tim Burton flicks. In Air Force One, Glenn Close played the vice president. In Mars Attacks, she actually plays the first lady, which I found pretty cool. And of course, she played the first lady to Jack Nicholson. Like the film had a really stacked cast as well. I mean, besides Nicholson and Close, it had the likes of Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Sarah Jessica Parker, Michael J. Fox, Natalie Portman was in this, and I really love the look of the aliens. Like the aliens will really creep you out. The film was also like loads of fun. It came out like in the '90s, and I think it also still holds up today. Like it's pure funness. It's really silly. Definitely watch Mars Attacks. I think you'll have a ball with it. And I won't mind to see like a reboot down the line. I mean, with today's technologies, you can make these aliens look realistic. All right, now my number two favorite Glenn Close film will be 101 Dalmatian, where she played Cruella de Vil. And of course, 101 Dalmatians is based on like the Disney animated classic. I I loved her as a Cruella de Vil. Like she's probably one of my favorite like live action Disney villains, and she really nailed it as the role. Like she was so creepy as like she was really creepy as Cruella de Vil. I mean, I kind of like this version more than the DeVille from the animated version because Glenn Close really nailed it as the role. Like it's like a Cruella DeVille film coming with Emma Stone, and I gotta say it'll be hard to top Glenn Close as the role. Although the one who played Cruella DeVille in like that movie, The Sentence was alright, but still it'll be hard to top Glenn Close as the role. She also returned for 102 Dalmatians, which was alright, but it did not top the original. And my number one favorite Glenn Close film is Fatal Attraction. Before Gone Girl, this was the movie that made a lot of people afraid to get married. I mean, like Glenn Close was creepy in this, and also it featured like a spoiler for a film that came out in 1987. It features a boiling bunny. Yeah, so if you love bunnies and rabbits, I would not suggest this film to you guys. Yeah. Of course, Glenn Close, of course, starring in the film alongside the likes of Michael Douglas and Archer was in this. But Glenn Close really nailed it as the role of the one who terrorized, who pretty much stalks Michael Douglas's character after an affair with him, and it's completely a creepy flick. I mean, Glenn Close is someone you would not want to mess with in this film. I mean, it's definitely, if you have not seen Fatal Attraction by now, it's really good, like obsession thriller flick. Before we had obsession films like the Beyonce film Obsession, When the Bow Breaks. We also had like The Perfect Man and all. Before they came into the business, to the spotlight, we had Fatal Attractions. Now, so if you want to see what film, like what film those were pretty much inspired by, it's Fatal Attraction. Pretty much those films, When the Bow Breaks in them, were kind of rip-offs of Fatal Attraction if you look at it. Anyway, that's pretty much my top 10 favorite Glenn Close movies. Let me recap that. Number 10, The Natural. Number 9, Albert Nobbs. Number 8, Dangerous Liaisons. Number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 6, Tarzan. Number 5, The Big Chill. Almost said The Big Short. Number 8, Air Force One. Number 3, Mars Attacks. Number 2, 101 Dalmatians. And number 1, Fair Attraction. Now she has tons of other work. I mean, I could have also gone with maybe her recent film Fallout Figures. I really liked her in that. I mean, I could have also gone with let me pull up her list. I could have also gone with definitely not go for the Ghost. That movie was not good. Definitely not Hoodwick 2. I could have gone with Safety of the Objects, Cookie's Fortune. I could have also gone with Mary Shelley. She also had a really cool role in Hook. Very unrecognizable. I could have also added Jagged Edge, which is getting remade with Halle Berry as the role. Found that pretty cool. Could have also added World According to God with Robert Williams. She has a really good resume. Some good and some not so good. Definitely, she's pretty much been around for a while. I mean, she's been around since like she's pretty much been around since like the '70s. So glad to see her still, going strong and still acting because she is just fantastic now. But anyway, that's my favorite Glenn Close movies. Do you have a favorite Glenn Close film? Like, which one of the films that's in my list that you enjoy? And is there a film that you would probably add in my top 10? Like, is there a Glenn Close film that's not on my list that you probably would have added? Leave your comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. Also, remember The Wife with Glenn Close hits theaters this week, so keep your eye out for that. Anyway, this is Thomas L. signing off.